All right, we're live. What's up, guys?
What's up,
Good morning.
IDPArmy? How y'all doing?
Good.
Ready to go win a championship?
Dude, I've been sick off my ass lately.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. It's crazy. Like I just change weathers and here we go.
Yeah, welcome to the Midwest.
That's all it takes, man.
Bro, it's been horrible.
Uh,
Well,
It's
I
so
guess
weird being in the middle. I'm not used
Yeah,
to
I
being
know.
in the middle.
I'm not used to this setup either. It's used to the little squares.
Yeah. Well, he can change it whenever he wants. But
Yeah. Well, for anyone joining us or here or lurking around, guys, it's week 16. Championship week in most of your leagues. It's time to slot your guys in that one last time and ride the wave and hope you catch a big one and get that championship. I know I'm in 4 different championships this week. A couple of them started last night. Obviously, a lot of people started yesterday. I know a lot of people got hurt by Winston and Watson, but honestly, yesterday had a ton of big IDP plays. I mean, Devin White had a huge game. Levante David had a huge game.
Merciless. Fred
Merciless had a
Warner.
huge game. JPP, although I don't think anybody was starting JPP. He's been so chill the past few weeks. But if you did, you caught a big one.
Did he have 3 sacks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hadn't had it back in like 5 weeks or something, I think. So
Bruh.
I was kind of
Aaron Donald had a big game.
Yeah, he had 2 sacks. My buddy at work, he started who's he? He started Shaq Barrett, and he was pissed off every time he saw JPP score get a sack. I think Shaq Barrett ended up with like a tackle and a quarterback hit. That was it. He was close on a lot, but just couldn't take it home.
Yeah, didn't have a big game, but he had an okay game. I mean,
Yeah. Nick Bosa had a shitty game. I think he had a tackle. Fuck you, Nick Bosa.
I just don't, like I said, I just don't trust him. So
Yeah. Well, it's too late now. If you played him, you played him. I played him in 2 leagues, so I was debating all day. Eric Armstead was on my waivers, and I was like, man, I should go pick up Armstead and put him in for Bosa. And I was like,
what do you
I
think?
just thought about it, and I just never did it. And then, of course, like the first play of the game for defense, the 49ers, was like an Armstead tackle, and I was like, this is just going to be a big Armstead night. I can feel it, and it was. Well, what are you going to do?
What do you think Matt Judon's going to do this week?
Who they play again?
The Browns.
Browns? Probably a lot.
Dude, that line is trash, bro.
Yeah, probably a lot.
Thanks, Russ.
I like how you can you elevate my screen, Steve, instead of having that bar run through my face.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't do that. It did it itself.
I know. Maybe they updated their program or something.
Maybe. I don't know. It used to run right through the faces down at the bottom. It was terrible.
Thanks, StreamYard, for the update. We appreciate it.
I like it. Yeah. Thanks, StreamYard. It only took you the whole football season.
Yeah, all season.
Appreciate
all right,
you.
well, I got a handful of start-sit questions. I'll just bat them off to you, and we'll talk about it, I guess. One of the ones I saw this morning, somebody added me, was pick 2. It was Budda Baker, Jamal Adams, or Eric Reed. You got to pick 2 of those 3. I said Budda Baker was a lock.
For me, as much as I love Jamal Adams, with Shaq Thompson out, Eric Reed's a must start no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You start Eric Reed over Jamal Adams?
Wow.
Yes.
I think you're probably... It's so hard to sit Jamal Adams championship week.
Is that
crazy
though? It's crazy.
It's a must win for Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's...
Who asked that question? I'll ask real quick, see if I can give him a little love.
Jamal Adams, though.
I get it, right? Don't get me wrong.
That was from FF Matthew Schlow.
It's a tough question, right? Can you play all 3?
He said he can only start 2. So I don't think you can go wrong on either side, but I think you're probably right. With Jamal Adams coming off of the ankle sprain, and they're playing Pittsburgh, who's not necessarily big on keeping drives alive, Your tackle opportunities will probably be a little less, but the turnovers will probably be pretty high percentage because you're playing Devlin Hodges. Is that still our quarterback?
Yep.
I have no clue.
I think they're playing him again this week. He was at 4 turnovers last week.
Yeah, so that for Jamal Adams is money. And this is the thing with Jamal Adams. He's trying to get sacks today because he only
Who's
needs,
Carolina playing?
Carolina plays Indianapolis.
I
don't think you can go wrong, but I think I'm with you, Jared. I think I'd probably play Reed because he's I just feel a little more comfortable with him. Just a hair.
So why is Buddha the lock here then?
Because he has like the third most tackles in the whole league. He has like 120 something tackles right now, bro.
Who are they playing this week?
Irrelevant. He's gonna have 12
the Seahawks.
Oh, even better. Buda Baker has 125 tackles. That makes him the 7th, only behind Blake Martinez, Zach Cunningham, Bobby Wagner, Luke Kuechly, Corey Littleton, Jordan Hicks, and all those guys have one thing in common: they're inside linebackers. And up there with their names is Buda Baker. The next safety or defensive back that even comes close is Eric Reed. And he's still 12 tackles behind. That's a whole game, basically. A good game. So I lock in Buda Baker. Don't look back. But I think Eric Reed is the right play.
Hey,
Although
so
I'm
got a question. Quick question. Will Compton, Raiders. Brandon just sent me a message. How do you guys feel? Like, what do you think about this week?
Is he he's a corner? Will Compton?
I mean, if he's from Compton, does it make it a better play?
No. I don't know. Brandon's in the championship again, so we need to sabotage.
Brandon's always in the championship, bro. I mean, it's a keeper league that he's done pretty solid trades. The fantasy gods love this dude. Like last year, he played me in the championship, and he was down. Gurley, he lost one of his starting wide receivers and another starter, and he ended up beating me because C.J. Anderson, Robbie Anderson, and somebody else, Reynolds, I think, had no reason to beat me, and this dude scores 300 points because the fantasy gods love this dude. He could start 5 second stringers and win the championship. That's just how because the guy he's playing has Derrick Henry as his stud. He ain't playing.
Yeah, that's tough.
So he's already got Matt Judon. I'm guessing Brandon's probably asking this question because
he had 5 tackles and 4 assists last week.
Tackles. So
Compton? I mean, okay, here's how I feel. It's championship week. If you want to play a guy you just picked up off waivers, that's great. I don't want to do that.
But he does this all the time. That's the crazy thing.
I know.
So here's my biggest thing. And he's probably asking the question because he decided to start Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, right? Because Von Bell's out. Wouldn't you start Chauncey Gardner-Johnson?
I would, especially if you get points
for
loss and stuff, because he had a couple tackles for loss the other night. But I did see he's playing, but he was a little banged up. He had like a questionable or probable tag, so I don't know if that's a variable. But I'm okay with Compton, but I'm not playing him. Maybe it's my linebacker 3 or 4. I'd be okay with that. I'd have to be hard up though.
Yeah, I mean, he's been banged up at linebacker all year, so I don't know. I guess I have to look at his lineup. I mean, if I wasn't on my phone, I'd be doing it, but I don't see him losing. He did get the 100% snaps, and I think he just sent me another text. But who are the Raiders playing this week compared to the Chargers last week?
The Raiders are playing the Chargers.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think Compton, you can play him, but he's not somebody I'm excited about or feel like want to linger on too long.
I mean, it's a flyer for sure. I mean, that's the thing is, guys who get 100% snap shares, and somebody that is going to have a chance to. I mean, they're going to run the piss out of Melvin Gordon.
Yeah, they are going to run the ball a lot.
So, yeah, why not start it? Especially if you're banged up somewhere else, which I know he is. So, I think Compton might have the same week he had last week, 5-4.
Yep. Like, I got Henry, who's probably not playing this week. I'm going to have to play Boone.
Oh, that's a good play, though.
I mean, I just went and picked him up off waivers.
I don't know how he's still available.
He was available. Well, it's a salary league, and nobody's just going to go pick him up for.
It would have to be people in the championships. So.
Yep.
All right. What other questions we got?
We got a few in the wings over here.
I had a guy ask, would you start Littleton over Martinez? He can only play one linebacker. And I said that's tough, but I guess since Martinez is Monday night, there is a little bit of fear there. I guess I hope he played Martinez. I don't know what Littleton is.
I'll be honest with you. Well, Littleton had a pretty good game last night.
What did he end up with?
I looked at a stat line earlier. I mean, he was a top 20. So
when I looked, he had like 8 tackles, which I mean isn't bad. All right, Shane Howard. My lineup is Dunlap, Simmons, Kuechly, but ! Hubbard is available. I emoji.
I like where you're at.
Yeah, I mean, I think Hubbard and Dunlap both have pretty much equal opportunity to have that play this week. So, especially, I mean against Miami.
Aren't they playing the Dolphins?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, I think
the Dolphins have been throwing the ball, not running the ball.
What's the weather supposed to be like down there? Because I heard it was supposed to be a deluge. I heard it was supposed to just
a little wet, rainy.
Mm-hmm.
Are you French?
I just heard it was supposed to. Yep, I heard it was supposed to be crazy.
I'm gonna go with Simmons. I'm gonna stay right where you're at. Like I said, I like Dunlap.
Bust that word out very often.
You talked about Dunlap the other day. So Dunlap, Simmons, and Kuechly.
I think Shane had the same question the other day.
Mm-hmm.
He had the same question
too, and he's very, very high. I mean, even though he hasn't had a lot of sacks this season, he's still been putting up points. I mean, he gets odds and in pass deflection, odds and in sacks. I mean, he sacked Brady last week, which is no small feat.
All right, real quick, lowest floor. Dunlap or Hubbard?
I don't know. I think it's probably Dunlap because doesn't Hubbard play more snaps than him? So Dunlap's probably got a lower floor, but Dunlap's also the veteran. So
he's got the higher ceiling, though. So I'm good with where you're at, Shane. Personally, we said this the other day. So.
Wilson or Adrian Amos. Yeah, I'm looking at the snap percentages on the whole season right now for these guys. Hubbard has played 79% of snaps, and Dunlap has played 68. So, I mean, that's about a grand total of that's almost 100 snaps more for Hubbard. So, if you're playing the numbers game, you got to go Hubbard.
Well, I mean, how many snaps does that average over a game?
Probably, I think it only ends up being, 16 games.
And you also have to look at this.
About 16.
Hubbard missed 2 games.
Okay, yeah, he did.
Miss a game or 2, yeah. So Hubbard's barely coming off the field. I mean, they're running him into the dirt. So seems like Dunlap might be playing a little bit more of a, pass rushing role specifically. So
who's Detroit play this week?
The Lions are playing Denver, so there's some turnover upside there for sure.
Okay, who's Amos playing this week?
Amos is with the Packers or the Bears. I can never remember.
Well, he was with
the Packers, right? No,
he's with the Bears now. Oh, they play Kansas City. Nah, bro.
Not doing it.
Nah. What are the Bears playing for?
I don't know.
Nothing.
Nothing.
For Adam Gase's, not Adam Gase, Matt Nagy's job, probably.
Yeah.
Well, what about Tatum Wilson? What's Detroit playing for?
Nothing. Matt Patricia's, well, not even Matt Patricia's job. He's got his job.
Well, you say that. You know, it's funny we talked about this the other day. Caldwell had a better winning record than Patricia.
Mm-hmm.
And Patricia's still there. He's got a losing record through 3 seasons.
Is this third season there, or is this second?
No, second. That was his second complete season.
But, yeah, second complete season.
Yeah.
But, bro, it ain't looking good.
It's that team is a train wreck, just like Cleveland.
And the thing is, they got rid of some studs.
Like they were looking real good. At
Darius
the beginning of the season, they were looking real good, and they just derailed fast.
Well, I mean, Stafford got hurt. I mean, you have to remember, Stafford hasn't played in like over a month, has he? That's got to hurt your team.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I'm not trying to defend Matt Patricia or anything. I mean, it might sound like that, but it's tough.
But yeah, no, they dumped off some really good players too.
Shane's asking about these shirts. We have a design going. We'll be releasing in the off season. So
yeah, hopefully we'll get guys. You know, IDP Army, we're here with you guys. Thanks for being with us. One, I know a lot of people are probably fading out, so the season's coming to an end and all that. But you know, we're working on the site, which should be, you know, basically it's going to be forum based. Just to help you find IDP leagues. I think that's going to be our prime focus for this off season, is just, you know, making sure people can get in quality IDP leagues with each other, with us. You know, tell your buddies about it. We have been working on an alternative scoring for the IDP 1-2-3, which is similar, which, you know, we've talked about amongst ourselves a lot. You know, the original IDP 1-2-3 is just like one tackle. We split that up a little bit. There's assist, and then there's solos now. And we cut down a couple other little things, just rearranged it a little bit to make it a little different flavor. But it should have similar upside as the IDP 1-2-3 original scoring. So, you know, that's our big thing. Also, it's just going to be, you know, making you guys more part of the community, working on the shirts, working on some design stuff. We're still going to be doing podcasts in the off season, guys. We'll probably slow down a little bit since there's not the need for an every week kind of thing. But we'll break down, you know, how this last season went, and we're going to talk about this next season. And then between that, you know, we got the rookies and we got the Senior Bowl. So we're going to have a ton of content out. So, you know, thanks for sticking with us and keep sticking with us. But we're working. We promise. It's holidays, though. I mean, Jared's traveling. I got kids and my work's busy. So we're doing what we can. So but we appreciate you guys, and we'll get that shit for you. Don't worry about it.
Got you. Take care. What you guys really need to do is send us sizes, because I don't want to send you a size. You know,
let us know
be wrong.
What you're looking for.
So
we need to just set up like a little tiny store or something. Maybe like
we'll do that.
Get it figured out.
All right. What other questions have we got here from the homies? I'm getting a lot of people commenting just about Fred Warner. In general, he had a huge game last night. Best game of the season, basically, unless you get a massive uptick for his 2-sack game he had earlier in the season. But pick 6. I mean, first he had the interception, then he takes it back to the house. You get return yards. It's a pretty big run. I mean, it's like 50 yards back. Plus, he had 11 tackles last night, 12 tackles, and didn't he have a forced fumble? I mean, he was just like, poof, 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 poof. I mean, he was everywhere, blowing up.
Got a couple XLs.
A couple big dogs. Oh, let's do it.
Big dogs.
That's how we roll. All right, what other questions we got, homies?
I had a question along with that. Mika Fitzpatrick, Taven Wilson, Buda Baker, which we already said Buda Baker's a must start. Somebody else.
Well,
Quandary Diggs.
I think Quandary Diggs might not be in this week because I think he's hurt.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Is my boy back?
I think they're playing somebody else at safety, unfortunately, from what I saw. Don't be
It's
mad
my
at
dog,
me.
man.
I'm not the coach.
How does this dude have 12 tackles in a game and then you bench his ass? I'm
Pete Carroll.
flabbergasted.
Pete Carroll banged his own drum. He does whatever he wants.
It's just weird to me. I mean, how somebody have 7 pass deflections, 22 tackles, an interception over a 3-game period, and you bench him because you got Quandary Diggs?
I don't know. He'll be good next year. He's a bench stash for sure. I had a question here earlier in the week. This came in from the Kubi. It says Wagner or Hicks? Bobby Wagner or Jordan Hicks? I said Bobby Wagner. I think they got a good matchup against Arizona, who likes to throw the ball a lot, likes to move the chains a lot, so they play a lot of offensive snaps. And Wagner's got 139 tackles to Hicks' 130. I mean, they're neck and neck, but I think Wagner is in play this week. What do you think?
Well, here's my question to you. I mean, they're playing each other, right? So one's up for your fantasy football MVP. The other one's not.
True. But that's just because of draft capital. I mean, points-wise, they're still neck and neck. I think Wagner's probably got a little bit more. I think he's got more solo tackles. No, he's got a couple less solo tackles because overall tackles are higher.
Wagner is?
Yeah.
I would love to know what was last time they played each other.
Didn't they play each other earlier in the season?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They have to have the same division. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, I don't remember who got the better of that game.
Wagner had an okay game. I thought that was the game he disappeared though. He had because they sent him into coverage for some reason, which should have been right in coverage, not Wagner. I'm trying to remember, but I thought it was that game where he just kind of had 4 or 5 tackles.
Yeah, I think that might have been a bigger KJ Wright game. Now that you're talking about it, I kind of remember that too. I still think Wagner's the play though over Hicks. That's my final stance.
Steve, can you look that up for me real quick? And the Arizona Seahawks game earlier in the season, see which one of them had a better game. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a huge game for Seattle. It is a whatever game for Arizona. They're just trying to get to 5 wins, I think. So, just have a few more wins on the Kingsbury's back because they would love to double their win.
Bobby Wagner had 5 solos, 6 assists, and a pass
he had a big
defended.
game then.
And KJ Wright had.
What did Hicks do in that game?
Or I'm sorry, we want Hicks, right?
Yeah. Well, I already told you, he had 11 tackles and a pass deflection.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Bobby Wagner's, in my opinion, is a play.
He's a stud, man. I mean,
he had 8 solos, 4 assists, an interception, a sack, and a pass defended. He went off. Jordan Hicks went off in that game.
So, I mean, you can't pick the wrong guy here, really.
Can you play both?
Yeah.
Can you play
both? Like I said, Hicks is up for your MVP.
Hicks had the bigger game.
8 solos is huge to me. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yep.
They had about the same. He had 1 more tackle total, right?
Yep.
He had 8 solos
but he had all that extra fluff on top of it.
Yeah, but he had a sack, which is huge.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he had the interception, the sack. That's what I'm saying.
Tackle for loss.
Hicks had all that stuff added on. He had all that extra fluff on top of the tackles.
I mean, personally, if I have both those linebackers on my team, I'm playing both of them anyway. But I'm not sitting Jordan Hicks my last.
Right, you're gonna play one of them in a linebacker slot, and you're gonna try to play one in a flex slot if you got it.
Tell me this: Would you bench Joe Schobert?
No.
I mean, no, but
Hell no.
Would you play Bobby Wagner over Joe Schobert right now?
Yeah, against Baltimore, I would.
Why? Against a team that runs the crap out of the ball? How many? I'll give you. You say that. Look at Baltimore lost to Cleveland.
they
What
did.
was Joe Schobert's stats in that game with Kursky playing in that game? By the way, can you look that up, Steve?
Yes, Steve.
Schobert, I'm looking it up right now. Joe Schobert.
All right, where are we at here? Baltimore's averaging 66 plays a game.
He had
60 over the last 3 games.
9 solos, 7 assists, a sack. Yep. He had a pretty good game.
They're averaging 62.
Dude, are you kidding me? 9 solos and 7 assists?
And a
And you're
sack.
telling me you're going to bench him?
Over for Wagner? I might.
Yeah. No. He's an all-pro.
He had a pretty good game.
Is he? Did he get?
I mean,
did he get all-pro nod?
they all.
Or we just wanted to be an all-pro?
Here's the facts. He is a top 2 linebacker this year.
Yeah, he has. He's had some big plays all over the place.
And who's the other guy? Jordan Hicks. I'm sorry, man. There's no way I'm not starting both of those guys.
Well, I mean, that's why
See,
I play
have
in.
Hicks
That's
and
why I play
Wagner
in big IDP leagues, so I have the option to play all these guys.
Dude, I'll be honest with you. I don't know if one of them's going to get a touchdown, but Hicks and Wagner will get you past Warner, I think. Just combined tackles.
I don't know about all that.
That was a pretty big game, but I think so. I think so.
Warner's going to end the week a top 3 linebacker unless somebody just goes boom.
I think we got a pretty good chance of one of those two hitting pretty good.
If you look at their stats from last time in the exact same game last year, or a couple weeks ago, one of them had 9 tackles. The other one, one of them had 11 tackles. One had 12 tackles. One had an interception, a forced fumble, 2 pass deflections between the 2 of them. I mean, all it takes is a touchdown on that interception or a touchdown on that forced fumble to beat both of them, to beat Warner. So Warner had 11 tackles. They both had 11 tackles last game. So they played. It's close. Don't get me wrong. Warner had his best game.
Play your studs.
They're good games. Good players.
Remember to play your studs.
30 points. 40 points. No problem.
Okay.
Bro. Kari Willis or Tavon Wilson?
Bro, I'm not benching Tavon Wilson to save my life.
Yeah, I don't want to do that either.
I agree.
Kari Willis did kind of have a big game last week.
He did.
But I don't know if he hasn't. You haven't been able to rely on him all season.
Nope.
Hey, you know where I'm at? What's Tavon Wilson's floor? 7 tackles?
Exactly. Yep.
His floor.
He's been a floor guy all season. And
his floor is 7 tackles.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take 7 tackles.
I'll take 7 tackles all day long, every day. Cardwell's had a great game. Tavon Wilson has been consistent at 7-10.
Yep.
If I get 7 solos and 2 pass deflections and maybe an interception from Tavon Wilson, which you might get in that game, you're taking it. You're going to take it all day.
Agreed. Guess I should submit a lineup.
Man, I'm on one today, and I'm like, it's all that coffee I had this morning.
You are pretty excitable. That's good, though.
I'm on it today.
What an idiot. I'm so stupid.
What else we got? We got some good stuff?
Don't forget to set your lineups.
Dude, yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. DeForest Buckner let me down yesterday.
Ronnie said, pretty sure KJ had a better game. So, who had a better game? We looked at that. KJ had a big game against Arizona, though. I remember that. Good morning, Ronnie.
Welcome.
Let's see who we got here. Russell, Shane, Ronnie.
Some of the YouTubers.
That's
Ooh,
our
Kyle
Pete.
Allen getting
Oh,
Kyle Allen.
jeez.
Floor mat. It is.
Floor mat,
Come
it
on,
is.
bro. The thing is his ceiling is high too.
I agree with you there.
He had a 35-point game this season.
Mm-hmm.
Who?
Taven Wilson.
Taylor Wilson is, I mean, he's solid. What's the other option again? I'm sorry.
Kari Willis.
Willis.
You're gonna play Wilson. I mean, you're gonna maybe he doesn't outscore him, but I mean he's the better play than Willis at this point. Willis only played 66% of snaps all season.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean,
Taven Wilson isn't going anywhere. What he's averaging 92% of snaps.
something like
It's
that.
crazy.
A lot. I mean, he's played 70 on the season, and he didn't even really get to start until
Quandre Diggs left.
Exactly.
Until Tracy Wilson or until Tracy got hurt and Quandre Diggs left.
Yeah.
Ever since then, Taven Wilson's been a stud.
Russell cracks me up.
Cracking you up.
He is. Talk about the floor mat there. Take his upside at another position.
You got Wagner and Hicks. I think you're going to be okay. Here's the thing. I would love to know, of the Army, did we really help you guys this year? I don't think we would be here.
Some of these guys were pretty knowledgeable already, but I think we did.
We definitely did. I mean, I got a bunch of messages in my inbox over the last few weeks just being like, thanks. And
I know at least 10 of my friends are in the chip, from different leagues. Sometimes you just have good teams. Sometimes you drafted okay. But I think that we made some good moves for people. So,
yeah, I mean, I had several people just, say that they were in the championship because they listened to our shit and made some decisions based on what we said. So that means a lot to me. One guy said he's in a winner-take-all, like $1,200 pot. He was messaging me. He's like, what do you think about the lineup? I was like, man, I appreciate that you trust me that much. But, I mean, he had a good lineup. I was like, looks like your team's solid, bro. He's like, he's thanking me. I was like, you should give yourself a pat on the back, too. I mean, you're the one who drafted and acquired these people. I mean, I'm just commentating on it, so. Good on you, bro.
Russell, I like Holcomb. Who else do you have in this with McKinney?
Yeah, question. Who you guys been pivoting from Benardrick McKinney out? I choose with McKinney out. I chose Holcomb. Thoughts? I mean, I don't think that's a bad play, but I don't think Holcomb's going to give you the same kind of numbers McKinney's would have given you. Still going to give you some numbers, but like Jared said, who's out there?
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a big part of my decision-making process.
We talked about this earlier this week. I was going to stay away from McKinney this week because I thought he got tweaked last week. So I'm glad I stuck with that. So. What my kid's tail.
All right, I'm going to take a look, see if I can find some people that are in or out.
That old Donald Payne. Is he still available?
Yeah, Donald Payne's not a bad one.
Let's see. That's who I've been looking at lately.
Oh, Payne.
Mm-hmm.
He blew up again last week. Hard not to start him.
Exactly.
We were just talking about Compton. He's the guy that I'm probably flipping to. With Brandon bringing him up early in the show.
Mm-hmm.
I like Compton over Holcomb probably.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, I think if I'm looking to start somebody and he's still available, I'm going to grab up Payne. He's been playing really well lately.
That'll be an interesting game. Hey, so with them firing Coughlin, I wonder where they're going to go.
Man.
The first thing they better do is sign Yannick Ngakoue to a big-ass extension for a lot of money.
That I can't wait to get in the conversation with free agents. Holy free agents this year.
He's gonna be a hot commodity too. I mean, I don't know what the situation is, but they need to lock him up, because if they don't, I mean, you thought people did for Frank Clark last year. I mean,
there are 10 free agents IDP wise. Devondre Campbell is a free agent after this year. Yannick. Dude, there's so many big names. I just saw this huge list the other day. I was like, I couldn't believe it. Yannick's about to get paid for sure.
And he's earned it. I mean, he's been through some hell. I mean, he's pretty humble. He's pretty quiet. I mean, I'm sure he could have thrown him under the bus. He had a little holdout, but I mean, he showed up to work and he had another great season in the books. Got his tackle numbers up. His sack numbers are still there. His pressure numbers are there. I mean, he's legit. So he's one of my favorite dudes.
Just starting.
Okay, so he has Payne and Burgess. He's talking about playing Holcomb. Here's the crazy thing. You're in the finals with guys that we as a group, Russ being in this group, Kyle being in this group, Adam, IDP Life, this army that we have built. These are names that we have brought up over the last 10 weeks that probably got you into your championship, which is awesome to see. Guys like Payne, Burgess, Holcomb, Hubbard.
And these guys that emerged through the season, and
JPP, Eric Reed, guys who've really come on strong. Devondre Campbell is a huge one.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, dude. Max Crosby, thanks, Kyle. Appreciate it. Dude, these are just some of the guys that we have brought up that we love the big groups and guys making big moves. And if it wasn't for guys like us, like you two, who really brought us together to get there and talk about IDP, because like you said, there's not good IDP content out there, and I think we're the best. I truly believe that. Even though we travel and as much as we do, we still get together to try to put out as much content as we can. And
we might not be the smartest, the most well-known, or the most well-presented, but I think we got three good heads, and we're in the league. We're in this shit. I mean, we play. I mean, we got teams, we got leagues, we watch guys, and we grind it out. I know there's some other guys that do some IDP content, and there's some good content out there. But like you said, I think for being as fresh as we are off the boat, I think we're pretty good. And I hope we keep growing, and hopefully next season will be even better.
Hey, we just got a message on Twitter from Matt Riggins, which I love this dude's name, but all I think was that show. Would you bench Derwin James for Jamal Adams?
I probably would.
I would too. I'm the same way. It's Jamal Adams.
Yeah.
That's tough.
When Jamal Adams has been helping, the 3 games before he got injured, what did he have? 3 touchdowns?
Massive games.
He
played Jamal Adams.
Averaging 3 sacks a game.
Yeah, he hasn't had like a big game yet since he's back. He's solid and he's healthy, but I think
he could this week.
I think Jamal Adams is your play, personally. We got another question from Russ over here. It looks like he sent us some of these guys he's got on his waivers. I like Kwiatkowski a lot.
Me too. I really like Kwiatkowski. Mike Wazowski.
I also like Anthony Walker against Carolina. I think there's some turnover upside in that game with the rookie Will Grier hitting the field. Personally, what do you guys think?
Well, I think we just lost Jared.
No, come back. Jared's gone.
There he is.
See, that's what. See, I tried to look at a note that I got from somebody, and here we go. I got kicked off. See, I'm just gonna let you take care. I'm trying to do too much on my phone remotely here.
I like Kwiatkowski. I think he
I do
might
too.
be a better player than Holcomb, personally.
Uh,
And by probably, I
been-
mean I would definitely play him over Holcomb.
Kwiatkowski's been really solid since he's been playing. But
And he does
I
a
thought
lot.
I thought he got injured.
Maybe.
Is he back?
He doesn't have any injury designation as far as I can tell.
Dude, that kid's been a stud since when he's been playing.
Yeah, he's played very, very well. I think he's a gamer. He's got some pass deflections. He's got a sack. I mean, he gets a bunch of tackles. When he's on the field, I mean, he moves fast. I mean, he's running all over the place on that defense. And, Trevathan's gone and Roquan Smith's gone. So, I mean, you're getting a guy that you know is not going to leave the field. You know has put up some good games.
Yep.
Man, I can't believe DT got hurt.
Yeah, that sucks.
It changed my season. I lost Leighton Vander Esch, Danny Trevathan, and somebody else as starting linebackers. And I'm like, what are you going to do? So.
Brutal.
How it works out.
Yeah, were we looking at Kwiatkowski?
I like Kwiatkowski personally. No.
I saw Tranquil on his list there too.
Don't want him.
The thing, I like Holcomb, but he's not a guy that is going to give you big playability.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Kwiatkowski's going to give you an interception or two, possibility. So, strip sack. He's around the ball pretty solid. Holcomb's upside is Matt Milano.
Yeah.
He's a big tackle guy. He ain't going to do much else. He won't tackle.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, he had that one game where he whiffed on like 6 tackles. So, you could always play Nate Gary. Never mind.
Yeah, good.
Holcomb is a good floor guy. Like we just said, Matt Milano is what I compare him to. The tackle, that's what he's going to get.
Well,
Kwiatkowski's a good floor guy too, though. That's the thing. He's 100% snaps. So Kwiatkowski's floor has been great.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely.
Been ridiculous. He had that one game. The game. Dan Trevathan went out. He had 2 interceptions. So.
Yep. Played lights out.
All right, Jeffrey Simmons is inactive. Adoree
Well, there
Jackson,
you go.
inactive. Onvel, inactive. Who else we got that's inactive here?
Well, that takes Simmons out for Shane from earlier. So
Olivia Vernon is inactive. Shaq Thompson's inactive. Danico Autry's inactive. Kenny Moore is inactive. Charles Harris is inactive. Taco Charlton is inactive. That looks like that's pretty much everybody that's relevant to us. So that's from your first string of games. Those are kind of your IDP people that are not going to be playing today. So
Simmons being out, aren't you like trying to go to Kareem Jackson, something fierce?
Kareem Jackson, no, Jeffrey Simmons from the Titans, not Justin Simmons.
Oh, that's huge. That's
good for Harold Landry,
yes.
who he hasn't had a big week in a while.
It's also good for Jayon Brown, which I need for my.
Yeah, buddy, I'm in a match. I need Jayon Brown to do Jayon Brown things today. I need like 12 tackles, an interception, a sack, a couple of pass deflections, a fumble recovery. That sounds like I'll take that.
If he does that, Fred Warner's an
touchdown. Yeah, I know.
Don't forget a touchdown.
Yeah,
You need that.
You need that too.
That's where I'm at with that. What do you guys think about Robbie?
Here?
Offense. What do you guys think about Robbie Anderson versus Pittsburgh?
Torching him.
Really?
No, probably not. He's big play Robbie.
No, I got him in a lineup.
The only way he succeeds is if he gets big plays.
Darnold's going to have 2 interceptions at least.
Probably.
Minka Fitzpatrick.
Yep.
You know what? Joe Hayden's been quiet for a couple weeks. He's gonna have a good game.
Minka's gonna have an interception, and Joe Hayden's gonna have an interception today.
Joe Hayden's gonna be guarding Robbie Anderson. Gonna be that.
Well, there you go. There's one of the interceptions right there. He's gonna throw it to Robbie, and he's gonna be like,
"Who's your other move here?"
I don't have anybody else. And I'm just going.
Hey, we know about starting Brandon Cooks in one of my leagues last night.
You did, Brandon Cooks.
I did. I had to.
He got 300 yards and a touchdown this season.
I had to, though.
Desperation moves.
I had Godwin and Evans, lost them both back-to-back.
Oh, man.
And somebody already picked up Perryman. So I'm like, well, Brandon Cooks, let me know. He scored a touchdown like first series. I was like,
yeah, and that was all he did, isn't it?
That's all I needed. I needed 10 points out. I'm winning by 70 right now.
That's all going to change. You're done. Your season's over.
You know,
I'm winning by 70 with 3 players.
I played Cole Beasley over Sony Michel, and for the longest time, like, I was watching the scores and everything. I'm like, man, this is going to be shitty. And then finally, at the end there, he finally scored more points than him.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
It's weird. The Patriots are all of a sudden playing Patriots football. So
it's end of season.
You know, that's not good for anybody.
Nope. It's end of season, almost playoff time. Yep. Now it's time to kick it into gear.
They make one. Let's say they make one more run, and I don't think they're going to make it by the Ravens and the Chiefs.
It's going to be tough.
That's my opinion.
It's tough.
Well, all they got to do is beat Miami to get a bye.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but Miami's given them trouble in the past. So
they always do, but it's at Foxborough, right?
Yeah.
So was that game last night, and they barely won that.
That's the Bills.
That's the Bills. That's a good team.
They're a great team.
Weren't great last night.
Yeah, they were.
Not great enough. Not great enough.
I mean, like you said, it's Foxborough.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough.
There you go. Well, you got to be great to win there.
I mean, my biggest question to you is here, like.
Yeah, you should.
I mean, do you think the NFC wins it or the AFC wins it this year? I think the top 5 teams, 4 of the top 5 teams are in the AFC. At least 3 of them.
I think the NFC had the tougher matchups. I think the AFC will win it.
I don't know. I have no opinion on that.
Stairway to 7, baby. Stairway to 7.
Shut up, Steve. Pats fan.
So
I always wonder, like, what's it like to be a Patriots fan? Like, you guys just live good? Like, just
no, we get hated on.
Okay, good.
I live near Colts country. I'm just on the border of Indiana, so I work in Indiana. So when I go down there are a lot of Colts fans. They see me wearing my Patriots hat and stuff, and they're like, "Boo! You guys lost last night." Whenever we lose and stuff, and they'll be talking their trash, and yeah, there's like 2 other Patriots fans that work in the whole place, and it's pretty rough. But I'm like, hey guys, how many Super Bowls you guys got?
Yeah. Speaking of Patriots, do you guys think Chase Winovich is going to be good next year?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah?
It's the hair.
Yeah. The hair is great, but yeah, he's got mad skills, dude.
He's been solid as a rookie, and you know how it is with Bill. He ain't playing rookies, bro. He just ain't doing it.
Mm-hmm.
He puts him for like a snap.
Yeah, he doesn't do it. He wants to see what he has in the future, and that kid's he's real.
Give him time.
Tell me this: there were 4 defensive players drafted from Michigan: Devin Bush, Chase Winovich, Deshaun Hand, and somebody else. Chase Winovich's been pretty solid, dude.
Yeah, when he's played. He had a touchdown early in the season on like a block punt. He had a couple of big sacks early. I just haven't heard his name much lately. He's a guy I'm probably going to try to pick up on waivers.
I like him long run. I really do. Because they're going to have to let go some guys.
Oh, yeah.
Russell is one of the weirdest fans of football. He's a Husker fan for college. He's a Bills fan. But I'm pretty sure he lives in Canada or something. So, that's really interesting to me, how he's a Huskers fan. I think he grew up. Maybe
he lives in Nebraska.
Oh, does he live in Nebraska? I thought he lived in Canada or something like that. I mean, if you're from Nebraska, you have to be a Cornhuskers fan. But how are you a Bills fan? I got a buddy of mine that's a Bills fan from Oklahoma, though. So
hey, I mean, for Michigan, I don't want to be a Lions fan. It's just the same thing.
Oh boy, Le'Veon Bell rushes for 60 yards today on 30 carries.
Yeah, right.
Look at 60 for 30.
I don't even think he gets 60 yards.
Matchup. Here's my thing with Holcomb. He's going to be guarding Saquon. I'm taking Saquon in that matchup all day.
Yeah, I like Kikowski over Holcomb.
But the Bears, dude, the Bears are playing the Chiefs.
March up and down the field, mostly down to the end zone.
Yeah. But they're going to be going over his head.
It'd be crazy if the Bears.
I'm with you on this one. I don't trust Eli. Tell me this: if you just let's play quarterback talk here. You got to play Patrick Mahomes or Eli Manning. Who are you going against this linebacker?
I'd rather go against Eli.
Probably.
Okay, then I'm with Russell on this one. I'm gonna go with Holcomb.
All right. He's doing it, switching it up.
I don't know, though. Yeah, they don't like to run the ball either there in Kansas City, do they? Because they're not very good at it.
No, they suck. They should have kept Carlos Hyde. Getting rid of him this offseason was so stupid.
Wow, yeah.
Well, I just don't think they expected all the injuries.
No.
James Conner, DeAndre Ross. It's funny people are on DeAndre for some reason.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
are they holding out? Aren't they holding out Jacobs, right?
Yeah, Jacobs is out. I'm playing Washington in 2 championship matchups for real.
Mm-hmm.
One in place of Jacobs and one just as a flex. That's like a 3-flex league.
I mean,
dude, what happened to right? the Jets? Got torched last week, right?
They don't have very good.
By the Patriots.
They don't have very good corners, and they were missing Jamal Adams. That's what happened.
A healthy James Conner is pretty solid, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't overthink that. James Conner's the play over Washington, in my opinion. Especially with Hodges, they're going to try to establish the run early. And, Conner, he's a good running back. I mean, he's been a little injured this year, but he's a top 15 running back. DeAndre Washington is just a guy who's playing for a guy who's not playing. You know what I mean?
I might be killing you, but tell me this. If Jacobs wasn't there 100%, right? If he's not there and you have James Conner, who are you playing today? James Conner.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. No, I'm playing Conner. I'm only playing Washington if I have to.
What? He was a top 10 draft pick, right? For every fantasy football player. He was a top 10 running back draft pick.
Like this one.
And in some aspect, I watched him go number 4.
Yep.
Really? Man. Y'all crazy.
This kind of looks like some stuff I got going on.
The thing is week 16, if you're playing championship weeks, you're playing backup guys a lot, because of injuries,
or because they're just holding out guys.
Perryman, I'm with you. I started him too. He scored me 20 points in standard PPR. Right? DeAndre Washington.
Who knows?
Again, I get it. Right?
He could have a great PPR game. He could have, he may not have very many rushes, but he may have like 7 catches for like 50 some yards and a touchdown.
See, that's why I really like Waller today.
Mm-hmm.
Personally,
I think they'll be throwing to Washington more than they'll be rushing with it. It'll be like they'll be quick dump offs, like
like Jalen Richard.
Yeah. That's what they're going to be doing. They're going to be like, it won't be a rush necessarily, but just be like a quick little dump off, and it'll count as a rush, basically, kind of.
Oakland plays who today? Denver?
The Chargers.
Oh, the Chargers.
Yep. Oh man.
No, man.
All right, I'm running out of.
I'm going with Connor.
Oh, we got another one here.
Ooh, okay. Vic Beasley.
Yes, actually.
Okay.
Look at the matchup. Look what he did last time against them.
Jacksonville, yeah, he had a good game. I'm scared to play Vic Beasley personally, but I mean, if you think you can have a good
here's
game.
what's funny, and somebody said this the other day, might have been yesterday or 2 days ago. You know why I like Atlanta? Everybody in Atlanta this week. Tell me Jacksonville's playing for anything today.
Minshew's playing for that swag, baby. He's probably gonna have 4 touchdowns. All right, here's a real question for you: do I
3
play
interceptions, maybe
Gardner Minshew or do I play Mitchell Trubisky?
That's not a real question.
It's a super flex league, and I started Deshaun Watson yesterday, who got me 7 fucking points.
So Gardner Minshew or
16-team league, so I'm
Trubisky.
Oh, he's going against Kansas City. Come on, bro. Give me that one.
Yep.
Give me Mitch.
I know. Okay.
You know why? Look at Atlanta's defense the last 5 weeks.
Been playing
They've
pretty
been
well.
studs.
Yep.
Like,
They're going to be.
If that defense showed up the first 7 games, Atlanta would be where the Saints are.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got a question for you guys and the guys listening. I'm looking at data right now, and I'm looking at PFF, and I'm looking at fantasydata.com, and I'm getting somebody's got the wrong information out here. I mean, that's just the bottom line. I'm seeing TJ Watt's got 13 sacks. You go on PFF, they got him down for fucking 16.
How many's he got?
13.
13, huh?
PFF's $200, and this is wrong. I'm so confused right now. And I'm looking at their quarterback hits. They got Matt Judon in for 22 quarterback hits. Even if you throw his sacks in there, which are 9, that puts him up to 31.
Mm-hmm.
But I go to fantasy data, and they have him in with 29 quarterback hits and 8.5 sacks. Where do we find, who has the best? I mean, I'm asking the guys listening, where do you guys get your IDP data? Because, I mean, I would have thought PFF would be the place to go, but, I mean, this is not encouraging. I will probably not be getting this again next season just based on what I've seen. I mean, I like their grades and stuff, but 3 sacks is a lot to have wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge.
For
what about
$200,
Sports Reference?
You can't.
You want to rock
I
out? Sportsreference.com, bro.
I'm on the NFL's actual site too, which is I guess that's the best place to get solid information. I mean, they got TJ Watt with 13 as well. They only have one person, 16.5 to Shaq Barrett, leads the league. Yep. PFF's got Shaq Barrett with 17. So they got him with half a sack more. It's just really weird.
With Pro Football Reference is,
yeah, that's the best spot.
For me personally, because I look at a bunch of data for a bunch of different players, and PFRs are huge for me. So,
okay,
they have him with 13 on the season too.
We said this last week. He has 13 sacks.
Yeah,
it's just so weird.
I don't know why they've got it wrong though.
I know, and that's the thing. PFF is, that's a lot of money. I don't.
Maybe we should say something to him. Maybe everybody should say
They'll
something to
probably
him.
just ban my account and try and they'll probably bury it. It's a
Well,
conspiracy.
maybe everybody else should say something. I don't have an account with them. I can say something. Be like, hey guys, why you got the wrong info on there?
I mean, here's the thing: is we can make a clip cast out of this,
True.
and we're gonna tweet the piss out of it. Here we go. IDPArmy, we gotta take care of it.
On blast.
Hey, actually, we'll have to mention this again tomorrow when we make our podcast. Then, if we want to make a clip,
We can still pull the
Done.
audio off. It'll go on YouTube. But yeah. Anyway, Pro Football Reference has different. I mean, it's just fascinating to me that they're like considered the gold standard, and you actually have to pay extra licensing fee to mention them or write about them or reference them. And I'm just like looking at just like wrong data. I mean, like up and down, back and forth, side to side, it's not right, and I just don't get it. And the fetishization of it on the Twitter sphere and the fantasy.
Well, we're
football
mentioning
sphere.
you because we pay for this content, and guess what? You're wrong, homie.
Yeah. You know what? I'll come on as a consultant. I'll come through and I'll find these data problems. $60,000 a year. Don't call me. Don't text me. I'll just send you an email every month. Yeah, PFF.
you're wrong here. Fix it.
You're wrong. You're wrong,
right.
Bob.
I got no more questions, comments, or smart ass remarks for the day. Personally, I don't know about you
No,
guys.
no.
I'm the same way. I'm ready to roll.
I gotta go make sure
breakfast.
my lineup. Go button up those lineups, ladies and gentlemen. Put on that suit and that tie. Let's take care of business today. IDPArmy, we love you guys.
Championship.
Yeah, championship week. It's been a fun season, but this will probably be the last live cast. We might do something next week. We're talking about it. I already told my wife I was not, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, it's been a fun season. Look for us. We still have the podcast, which
Well,
will probably
I
take
look
a
at
little
this way.
bit
Next Sunday, I'm either going to be on a real-time high because Oklahoma's going to be a national championship. I'm going to be drunk. So you choose one. So we'll figure it out. We'll let you guys know. Thanks for all you guys do. Thanks for you guys hitting us up.
Follow the Instagrams, the IDPArmy and the IDP411. Content, I mean, it's off season. We're just going to keep blowing you guys up with information, probably not from PFF, to help you guys get ready for next season. So, let's do it one last time. Jared, hit him with the let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Good luck, fellas.